Here we go.
What's up, fanboys and fangirls?
We're so polite. We
Yes,
actually
we
let
are.
you do that one.
Finally, you jackweeds. Welcome back to another episode of What the Fanboy. We're so glad you joined us once again. My name is Luke, and I am joined by Mr. Tyler.
What up, what up? And to my right, the beautiful Brett Eitzen.
Oh, hey.
Looking
It's-
good as usual.
Well, thank you. It's good to be...
Even I have to admit, you do look very, very good this week.
It's this nice dark gray.
Luke's not
shirt.
feeling well.
Yeah, what's wrong
Who's
with you?
Luke? No, I'm Luke. I already introduced myself. I already gave it away.
It doesn't work.
Spoilers. Spoilers, it's Luke.
What? I hate spoilers. No, that's not true. I don't mind it. As long as I look it up. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. We've don't have a topic this week, so we'll see what happens.
So,
We've got
timeout.
We've
There's
got some good news topics.
There's so much news this week that we felt like we needed to talk about that. That is our
Yes.
topic. News.
News. Actually, when we were in our group text, like, and I sent out like, do we have a topic this week or what? And I was into another show, and it gave me an idea for a topic based on something they were talking about. And I was just like, I'm not even gonna bring it up because there's so much that happened this
Yeah,
week.
this week
I don't
was
want our episode to
crazy.
be 2.5 hours long. We can do that with ease anyway. But I don't know. Nobody wants to watch a 2.5 hour YouTube video, or just that can be a struggle with a podcast a lot of times, spacing it over that many days. So I was just like, Luke, shut up. But
If
maybe
you need a
another
good time to listen to podcasts, do it when you mow. Got that yard work? If you've got yard work. That's why I burn through like 3 podcasts pretty easily just doing yard work. It's great.
Yep. I can listen to stuff at work, so I have no issue with it.
Yeah.
Like, I listened to a podcast that was like 3.5 hours one time. It was an E3 or a Comic-Con episode. And I was like, this is awesome. I have a podcast in my feed that's 17 hours.
What?
What?
It was their 200th episode, and what they do is they think of comedy sketches, like, just randomly. It's these 2 Australian comedians. It's quite funny. It's called Two in the Think Tank if you want to check it out. But to celebrate their 100th episode, they came up with 100 sketches. So for their 200th episode, they did 200 sketches. They brought in a lot of guests, and they made 200 sketch ideas, and
That's
it was
ridiculous.
17 hours long. They normally do 5 in an hour-long podcast. They did 200.
That's crazy.
That's too much.
I don't think I'll listen to it.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
I might just find the parts where I like the special guest.
Yeah.
Um,
Find those timestamps.
yeah, hopefully they're in there. I haven't checked that out, but
So other
don't
than-
worry, we'll never have a 17-hour podcast, I'm pretty sure.
I hope not.
No.
I promise that.
For
pretty
my
sure.
sanity's
I will
sake.
fall asleep.
I was going to say, yeah, I'd be asleep.
The
over
old
here.
man over here will be either
Old.
asleep or dead in a grave. So
Which one do you think is more likely? Let us know on Twitter.
Sweet background.
it is a sweet background. I wish it was a better movie.
What is it from? Is it Godzilla?
It's Godzilla.
Oh.
I actually, fun fact, just to start off what we did this week, I had a good conversation with one of my coworkers who like loved this movie, but of course, like he's not a film guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like an 8-year-old who just was like, "Dad, I really want to watch this," and he's like, "All right, let me get a coffee and then I'll sit down," and he just got really into it, and I'm like, "Dude, that's awesome.
I love that.
Just love what you love."
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
That's
That makes
good.
me happy.
It
that,
does,
like,
yeah.
People do enjoy it. That's good.
When somebody tells me they love Velvet Buzzsaw, I am so happy for them. I will just not tell them that it's maybe one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Like, oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh, real quick shout out in the chat. Imperial Prime.
Ooh,
Welcome to the pod or the show. It's not really a pod.
it's both.
It's both.
What's up, Prime?
What did you do this week?
Yeah, let us know.
A few other things I did this week. I finally took the leap and got Hulu.
Nice.
I actually got Hulu Live.
I saw that you're on that.
Yeah.
I assumed you were watching sports because
So
Because Hulu has live sports.
Hulu has live sports, and
I'm waiting for the money to get thrown at us.
my
Yeah.
antennas.
It's not working.
My antennas are like awful. So like upstairs I get like CBS but not Fox, and downstairs because it's a different antenna I get Fox but not CBS.
Mhm.
I hate being like restricted to one of those. So I thought, sports season, I'll try it. I'll binge watch through a bunch of those Hulu exclusives that I've like just not gotten around to. So
We need to finish Runaways.
I have been really
Yeah.
enjoying their live service, but also, oh my gosh, guys,
I have a complaint about it.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine
great.
is hilarious.
It's great.
I've from afar like watched an episode here or there, just
That's how I've been.
on live TV, and now I'm just like binging hard,
It's so good.
so hard through it. It's so freaking funny.
I'll watch it when. Well, I don't know. Will it go away when Disney and Hulu and ESPN are bundled? Will that be?
I don't-
Will that be a part of like Peacock or whatever NBC's doing?
Maybe. Don't know.
Not
We'll
getting-
see.
Not getting that one.
Um,
Convince me, NBC. Convince me.
And then, of course, I had to watch one of their like higher,
Originals.
You watched
yeah,
Handmaid's
one of
Tale.
their Handmaid's Tale. So
was-
Stephanie and I are watching that together, and we're just a couple episodes in, but so far, pretty intriguing universe that they're setting up. So
Awesome.
All I've heard is good things.
yeah,
So
seems to be good.
I hate Hulu Live's interface.
Really,
Yeah.
I don't like.
I like Hulu's interface for TV shows. I
Mhm.
hate their live service
Mm.
interface.
It takes some getting used to.
Yeah. We had it for a little bit. We did the trial.
Yeah.
is it better than Amazon's?
The interface?
Amazon's just
I
user
don't-
interface is
I don't.
horrible.
I don't like Amazon's user interface. I think it's better than Amazon's user interface.
Oh my gosh, it drives me crazy, man.
Yeah.
Although I
Neither of
actually
them are
watched Thursday Night
particularly
Football
good.
through Amazon Prime. That was fun.
Nice.
Look at us going into the modern age of technology.
So that's pretty much. And then I played some Destiny in anticipation of Shadowkeep
Yeah.
dropping tomorrow. Oh my gosh,
Woo.
so excited. But real quick, I'm gonna let you guys tell me about your week. But first, welcome back, Leroy.
Yeah, what's up, my
Leroy
dude?
Kelly is in the building.
What?
Yep.
What? Is he upstairs?
Yep.
Oh.
He's watching PJ Maxx.
What'd you do, Tyler?
I did a lot. Not really. I did nothing. I was in a wedding this past
You
weekend.
flip flopped real hard there.
Yeah, I didn't do much. I was in a wedding, so a lot of my weekend was spent with that, and the week leading up to was helping out with the setup and everything. But I watched episode 4 of season 2 of Titans on DC Universe. Still very good. Very different show from season 1 in the best way possible. Played more Gears 5 because I'm addicted to that game. So my brother likes the DC Universe shows, but is never willing to give any of the CW DC shows a chance. And I was like, dude, just watch the first episode of The Flash. If you like it, keep watching. Season 1 of The Flash is amazing. It really is good. And he watched, I think, 20-some episodes this weekend.
I'm so proud.
But it's nice to kind of revisit what that show once was and kind of see, like, they did a really good job in season 1 of making at least the first 3 episodes. It was like a CSI kind of show, which was cool. And then they got away from that really quickly, obviously. But I forgot how much I enjoyed that show.
Mhm.
And it was kind of nice to step back into that world for a little bit. I'm kind of gearing up for this Crisis event this fall.
It's gonna be insane.
Winter. But then the big thing I did this weekend, and I shouldn't say big thing because I probably played a total of like 1 hour, but I played Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I played their beta, and it's a game with some cool ideas. But I did the intro mission, and I was like, that's kind of cool. I can get used to this. And then I got to like the home base, and I spent the next 45 minutes talking to the same person so they could show me tutorials rather than just having one big tutorial.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't have time for this. I'm going to turn this off and go do something else.
Do you think it could just be the it being a beta is
I mean-
hamstringing what they can really show you. Because it's like, oh, here's the tutorial. That's it.
Well,
Like,
here's
you don't
what's-
really get to experience the whole game.
I don't know. You know what's so strange to me is like the game comes out this week.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it comes out Friday, and the open beta was this past weekend, which makes me think that its pre-orders are not doing well or something. But it's just weird. Like, you get to this home base, which is super cool, and like you kind of learn about like this island that it takes place on. It's like this utopia, and then they're like sinking military weaponry and stuff in the ocean.
Nice.
And so you get sent in there to like figure out, hey, why are these guys being douchebags? And they shoot you down too with these weird things that look like they're from the Gears universe. And then you go check out all the wreckage, find out if your friends are alive, and then you go to this like cliff thing. There's thing in like this mountain pass, and then you literally talk to the same person for like an hour. And I was like, yeah, nope, I'm done. I'm out. I'm
Got
gonna go
things
do
to
something
do.
else. But no, I mean, it feels cool. It feels fun. It looks like the world is big. The world operates like Assassin's Creed, like how there's regions of the map. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know if I thought it was going to be like The Division, but on an island, but it's not like that at all.
I can't remember. Have you played Wildlands at all?
I tried to play the beta to that and I didn't like it.
Okay. Because to me, visually, I mean, and not just like because it's a like Tom Clancy game, but like it like really looks like a Wildlands sequel, basically.
Yeah.
And so
it's
I didn't know if
essentially
you would. I mean, if you can speak to that, but obviously not.
from the beta. So I like the beta of Breakpoint way more than I liked Wildlands.
Okay.
But neither of them hooked me enough to get me to play it.
Wildlands evolved wildly over its over its lifetime.
Yeah.
So
It still does pretty
Yeah.
well.
Yep, it's still doing well.
I did get to see John Bernthal though. That was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It'll have its audience for sure. It's got some cool ideas. I don't have the time to play that game.
Yeah.
There's too much coming out. But yeah, that's all
Very
I did.
cool.
I had a very quiet weekend. Well, for this kind of thing.
Luke, tell us about your
How 67 shows did you watch this weekend?
Well, I'll rank all of them. Number 67. No, I'm just kidding. Some really quick things. I guess I did. I played some Destiny. In preparing for Shadowkeep, I too am very excited. Probably not as excited as Brett, but that's okay.
I've been saying it's fun.
Last night I rewatched The Martian. I really enjoyed that movie, and I also rewatched 2001: A Space Odyssey for kind of a reason that I'll explain later. But then also Tyler last week mentioned he was reading the Forward Collection, which is a collection of sci-fi novellas put together by Blake Crouch. I am listening to them on Audible. I listened to 3 of them, and they're good. One of them not as good. One of them almost there, and then one I thought was really good. My favorite one that I've listened to so far is Randomize, which is by Andy Weir, who wrote The Martian, which is kind of why I watched The Martian.
Oh yeah.
But one of the things I did this week for the first time was I saw The Shining.
That's right. How was that?
It's getting a re-release in 4K before Doctor Sleep comes out, and they put the remastered version in theaters. So I was like, I've never seen this. I'm not doing anything tonight. I guess I'll go see it. I really, really enjoyed it. I had a great time, and my audience was a lot of fun too.
That
helps.
always helps.
Yeah, it was a great crowd. Clearly people that were big fans of it, but then also some that were with people that were big fans, but they hadn't seen it yet. So it was a lot of fun. Like some people were like, what's going on? Like, but that's why I watched 2001, because it's Kubrick and I wanted more Kubrick in my life.
Dude.
That dude just knows what he's doing. Well, knew what he's doing. Poor guy.
Yeah.
He's dead. But that's a little too. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
I really enjoyed it. It's fanboy worthy, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a horror movie. Obviously, some people won't like it. If you're a fan of Kubrick and haven't seen it, I'd say it's kind of quintessential that you should see it.
Yeah.
Nicholson is amazing. I was really impressed with the little kid mainly that I wasn't annoyed by him because kids in movies back in the day used to suck. But yeah, I really liked how they like did the fear stuff. It wasn't like jump scare, jump scare, jump scare like how it is today. It was we're gonna follow this kid on his little trike for like a minute, and you're just gonna wait for something to show up, and it doesn't, and you're just like, oh gosh dang it.
He plays that like tension really well.
It's so well, and the ending with Nicholson just losing his gosh dang mind was so much fun. I'm really excited for Dr. Sleep now, especially now that I kind of understand what the heck's going on in those trailers a little bit more. The next thing I did was I finally sat down and finished Young Justice Outsiders, the third season of Young Justice on DC Universe. Rating for the entire season is a Matthew McConaughey.
Oof.
There is a lot of really cool stuff that they did, specifically at the beginning, and then some stuff throughout the second half. However, oh my gosh, there's just so much plotting through the entire thing. You're just like, let's go. I don't care if We Are Outsiders is trending in this TV show. They tell you that in every episode. It's like, oh, we're trending on social media. Cool. What did you do? Like, you're a superhero. Of course you're going to be trending.
Yeah.
But then also, it gets so political where it's like, not even, it's so obvious. They force it in so heavily. Lex Luthor he's the most obvious parallel to our current president in the real world. And they don't shy away from that at all. He gets caught for something, and he used to be a business mogul. Now he's the Secretary of State. He gets caught doing something. He's going on live television going, this is fake news. This is fake news. It's like, could you at least try a little harder not to be so obvious? It's like, I know what you're doing. Just try. Just try. That's all I ask. This is really frustrating. But like, there's some good moments that get you, and then the last episode was so boring. So boring. Right, I did one more thing. That was Matthew McConaughey. I don't know. Yeah, I said that. The last thing I did was, after last week, we talked about the Emmys.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really need to watch Fleabag and Miss Maisel. So I watched Fleabag, the entire thing. That may sound impressive, but it's not. It's 2 seasons. There's 6 episodes in each season, and they're all 30 minutes long.
Oh.
It's 6 hours long.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's incredible. It's so good.
Well, all right. Let me put that down.
You guys should definitely watch it. It's on. Okay, if you watch it and you make it through like the first bit in the show, and you're not like, oh gosh, like you'll be okay through the rest of it. But the opening like joke she does, it's pretty raunchy. Like it's way out there, and like I know my mom would hate it, and so it's definitely not a booyah. But it's so funny. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, she's so good. She's so good when she's doing all this comedy, and then she just goes into this like emotional state, and it's just instant, and you feel so bad for her because like she's kind of this disruptive person. She takes nothing really seriously.
Yeah. She
covers everything with comedy, and her life is just, it's kind of rough. And to see her act through those is really good. She's so good. Fully support her Emmy win. Not that awards matter. Also, if you don't know a lot about the show, she breaks the fourth wall. She talks to the camera, or like somebody will say something, she'll be like, huh? Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
It works so good with the show, and they play into that comedy with like, there's a moment. It's one of my favorite moments. She's talking to a character, and she talks to the camera. She talks to the character, talks to the camera, and she switches her lines, and she's like, "Oh no, I wouldn't do that. Oh, it's such a gorgeous neck." And the dude's like, "What?" And she's like, "Oops." It's so well made. I was really impressed, even with all the hype of it, like getting all these Emmys and everything. I was really, really pleased. I really hope a season 3 comes.
Sounds like my kind of show.
Oh yeah, and it's such a quick watch. I watched season 1 in a night, and I watched season 2 in a night.
Jeez.
Like, That sounds. Oh wow, yours. No, it's
They're
six
just-
episodes
yeah,
and six
they're just
episodes.
Quick, they're
It's
just quick watches.
very easy. It's
Those are the best kind of shows, though. You can just kind of fly through them.
yeah, unlike the CW shows, which is takes a year to watch.
I was so glad my brother watched like 20 episodes. So I'm like, cool, I can watch the finale and I'm good to go.
Yeah, but that's everything I did.
Okay.
Nice.
So I'm done. We should talk about all these news stories.
Yeah, there's a lot of news.
Let's get around to those news stories.
And Brett's going to mention all of them.
Oh no.
What?
You have to do them all in one breath. I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I'm holding
Oh,
my
thank
breath.
goodness.
I did
thank
it
goodness
too. I took a deep breath. I was like, why am I doing this? This is dumb.
We're going over a bridge. Should we start with some of these trailers that dropped?
Yeah, let's just go through trailers first.
We've kind of developed a little thing
Yeah.
we've got going on.
Trailer roundup time.
Yeah.
I think I'll just start with the big one.
Okay.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
We got a teaser for it, season 4.
Everybody's all hyped up, including me, and it showed nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, I liked what it did with like the logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's what a teaser is supposed to do. It's just like, hey,
It
don't
is.
worry, we haven't forgotten about you. We're still here.
And you can really over-examine it
You
too.
can.
Like, oh, we're not in Hawkins anymore, which could mean like Russia, or it could mean the Upside Down, which is I think what they're going for.
Yeah.
Like you can see.
Judging by what they
see
did.
Hopper's cabin in the background, except it's the Upside Down version. So it's like, ooh, what are we gonna do?
I think this is.
I can tell you what we're gonna do. It's kind of obvious.
This is my leaning in. I'm leaning into my end of season 3 prediction, which was that this is them going on the real life D&D adventure now,
Yeah.
and I'm so stoked for that.
I'm gonna go get Hopper. Let's do it. I'm still there.
I'm in.
Demogorgons
I thought it was.
everywhere.
This happened quick, I feel like.
It hasn't been that long. No, well, like
July?
I think they got started on season 4 pretty quick.
Well, I think
because
that-
these kids are.
I was gonna say they're
up.
growing up
less than,
so
less than
fast.
3 months. Yeah, my guess.
Finn
my
Wolfhard's
guess
like
is that
6'8".
They probably shot 2 and 3 like, or 3 and 4 like back to back,
Good.
or at the same time.
It's awesome.
Good.
I wonder when it will drop.
That's gonna be the weird thing.
That will be a weird thing.
Yeah.
Are you waiting a whole
year, right?
It's not coming anytime this year.
Usually they kind of
But it
don't
doesn't
they
seem like a spring kind of thing.
don't they typically tease it like in the first teaser trailer though? Like they kind of give you like a seasonal hint thing, but they didn't do that this
not
time.
this time.
So I don't know.
We'll have to wait for the next teaser when they release all the episode names.
Yeah,
That's their thing.
that is fun to go through
Yeah.
their episode names.
But yeah, we could.
We could
Very-
theory
very
craft
excited.
all day on that
Oh
one.
yeah, just from that. There's like nothing. Just. That's it. That's all it is.
Like the TV went out of focus for a second. Smack it and it's good to go.
Let's see what else. Did you guys watch the trailer for Uncut Gems?
No,
I saw a couple screen grabs from it. I have not watched it.
I totally missed that.
You guys should check it out after the show. I think it looks really good. It's Adam Sandler, and it's made by the Safdie brothers. They did Good Time with Robert Pattinson, which got like lots of critical praise, and this one is too. I guess Adam Sandler is in Best Actor talks.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah, people are like, from what I hear from like coming out of like all the festivals, is people are like, this trailer does not do this movie justice, and this trailer is really good. Like they're like, you don't feel the amount of terrible tension this movie is going to give you. Also, Kevin Garnett's in this movie.
Yeah, I heard.
It's awesome. But yeah, I think it looks really good. You guys should check out that trailer.
Will do. I'll put it on my notes of to-do list.
Another trailer that we got was for The Irishman. More of an actual trailer than just voiceover and images. We got to see Robert De Niro be like 6 different ages with CG.
Yeah. I've also seen the Rotten Tomato score for this came out too.
It's at 100%.
Yep. Did Netflix finally get one?
Hey, they got Roma, and they got the one with Paul Rudd that I can never remember what it's
The
called.
difference with Roma was that Cuarón did that himself, and they just bought the rights to it. Whereas this has definitely been something that they've been chasing.
They wanted this one.
Yeah. So
I saw.
maybe
I've seen some other directors like talking about it too. Like, did you see Ava DuVernay's tweet about it? she's like, it was nice to see a movie where you could tell the director had freedom,
Yeah.
and it made me want to watch it more.
Yeah.
She was like, it's over 3 hours long, and I would go back and watch it back to back right now. And I was like,
Wow.
whoa.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of praise. People are like, yeah, this is Scorsese.
Good. Yeah, that's.
This is a
I
Scorsese.
haven't heard
everybody
anything about
knows.
reviews or anything, so that's.
Mhm.
It's not completely surprising. I think a lot of people are coming around to that idea that like the de-aging in movies is less weird. I think
Yeah.
that used to be a real sticking point even like 3 years ago.
Yeah, just because every Marvel movie does it.
And
you know?
now it's so common now that it's good enough that it doesn't really hinder a
away.
performance.
Yeah.
It's not like De Niro was great, but like his young scenes.
But his
were,
face
like,
looked messed up.
You don't hear that because the technology has come so far, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard any bad things about it. So, I'm excited for it now. I was kind of on the fence after that first trailer, but I'm there for it now. So
Absolutely.
Brett has disappeared on us again. We have no idea
He
where
ran
he went.
away.
He's shaking his rump at us. That is so rude. But me and you can talk about the Kingsman trailer that dropped today, yesterday. I don't know.
Today. I believe it was today.
I think it was today.
Yeah, we can talk about it. What'd you think of it?
I really liked it.
I did too. I thought this trailer looked a lot more like a Kingsman movie than
Yeah,
the first one.
has the violins going.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a
Period piece.
just a strange World War One movie.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is like, yeah, this is spies and Kingsmen.
And you get a lot more of like an idea for what the movie is going to be about, but also you get a lot more of like that Matthew Vaughn hand-to-hand combat style thing that he does. Like he has like a stylistic way of filming fights, and you get a lot more of that, which is cool. It's exciting. I'm excited to see the gadgets. I said that when the first trailer dropped, but even more so now, like as more stuff's coming out, I'm like, man, I can't wait to see like what kind of crazy gadgets they come up with. But I'm excited for this one,
especially in that time period where things were so different.
Right.
Yeah.
like the parachute.
You could jump out of a plane? What?
Jumon Hansu in another 5,000th movie.
I think it's one of the like
Gotta make that money.
when you mention things like the gadgets and whatnot, it's almost like a return to not classic Bond, but we've kind of talked about how Kingsman has almost kind of become the new Bond, just because Bond is so freaking infrequent.
Bond is a little more serious now.
It's so much more serious, and like, yeah, I'm just really excited to see what they do, especially with things like the tools and that time period. Yeah.
I also think it's cool how they have a lot of similar shots to what they've done in the past with Taron Egerton with this new guy. I don't know the actor's name. I haven't really looked into it that much, but like when he shoots the gun, it literally looks like Taron Egerton's.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of cool.
There's similar shots to the first Kingsman. I mean, we saw him in the first trailer too when they're standing outside the suit shop, and it's the mentor and the mentee standing there looking
The
in.
car driving away. Yeah.
It's so cool. Brings me back fond memories when I first saw that movie and went, what?
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Me too.
Valentine's Day date planned.
I accept.
I mean, it wouldn't be a Valentine's Day if you didn't go with me. So
Yes. Any more movie trailers? Those are the only ones I had.
I don't believe so.
Got some game trailers as well. Not Xbox. Jedi Fallen Order had a story trailer. Yo.
Looks dope.
Yo.
Yeah, it
Back
looks
on
good.
the hype train.
This game better not let me down. Oh, this looks so awesome.
Everything I see of it makes me think of God of War, like the
Yeah.
way it's gonna play.
Oh,
It reminds me
yeah.
of like Uncharted and God of War, kind of
Yeah.
like if you smacked those together, like and put a Star Wars skin over it.
Yeah.
This is what it would be.
Yep.
I'm down for that.
I get
so
really heavy
awesome.
God of War vibes from it,
Mhm.
and that's exciting. And I like the team behind it, so
Yeah.
I'm rooting for them.
Plus, it's Star Wars. And we're all freaking suckers.
Yeah,
Don't you
exactly. We'll spend our money on that.
know it? You know it.
Sticking with go ahead.
You can
I
go.
would say sticking with Respawn.
Yeah.
It was it was also announced that they are working on a VR game in the Medal of Honor
Yeah,
universe.
one that we all thought was dead.
This was totally out of the blue for me.
Yeah.
I think it makes a lot of sense though.
Mm-hmm.
EA is in
They're in dire straits.
desperate need of something. Although VR is an interesting choice because it's such a niche.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well, with VR becoming more accessible,
it is becoming more accessible. Absolutely,
it may be a good play for them in the future.
Yeah. So, but no, like I am excited. What I was really worried about last spring with Respawn was that they were just gonna get really like controlled by EA into just doing Apex. I think Apex is great. I love what they've been doing with Apex. We'll talk more about
Here in the
Season
next
3.
2 seconds.
But like it's great that they're able to stretch their legs and do other projects.
Yeah.
Do a Star Wars game, do a VR game. Like that's so cool. And that studio has had me since Titanfall.
Yeah.
So like yeah, keep it up.
Yeah,
And
I
still
follow.
need me a real Titanfall 3.
Yeah, seriously.
Still need the proper one.
I
Apex
bet-
doesn't count.
I bet on the next generation you'll get that.
I think so too.
Hey, well, speaking of Titanfall,
Ooh.
Titanfall 2 did make an appearance in the Apex Season 3 trailer. If you were looking very closely, one of the characters is playing it in the background. Kind of cool. But Respawn dropped their Apex Season 3 trailer this week as well. Starts tomorrow, October 1st.
Biggest news.
Yeah, new map. A brand new map.
What?
Yeah. It's called
Wow.
World's End, and a new character named Crypto.
Is Simon Pegg there?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Nailed it.
That's unfortunate.
That's
Simon Pegg could be in all the things.
true.
Would make me happy. I like him.
He's just there getting
He
drunk,
should
though.
he should voice somebody in Apex.
Yeah, he should.
Anyways, just really quickly, new map, new attachments. They're removing some attachments. New weapons, new characters, new battle pass, new content. I'm excited for it.
Yep.
I'll
Lots of
probably
stuff.
be playing it tomorrow. I'll probably buy the battle pass and play it all night. So I'll let you guys know next week what it's like. And I'm sure you'll play it as well at some point. I know you got Destiny.
I'll play at some point this week. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I probably won't.
I think I have enough leftover credits that I can
Dude.
buy the battle pass without
I
actually
think
paying more money.
I'm
I
like
think-
2 levels away from
Oh,
having enough.
no.
So I'm gonna have to pay $10. That's
What if
okay.
you just grind so hard tonight?
I won't. I do have enough credits to buy Crypto though,
Oh, there you go.
so I'll be able to
Yeah.
get him right away.
Yep.
So I'm excited about that. Apparently, he has like a little drone thing that you can fly around.
His
That'll be interesting to see how he fits within it. I also follow their community manager,
Jay.
Jay, and he talked about how like in this new map, it's like really long sight lines.
Mhm.
It's more like encouraging long range engagements, which is not something that I felt Apex did enough of
Yeah.
in the first season or first 2 seasons, first map. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects things. I feel like G7s and longbows are going to be the way to go now.
New meta.
And if you can get the Kraber, it's a wrap
Ooh.
for everybody involved. So I'm excited.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
Just know that Apex is a lot of fun. It's a really high quality free game.
You really should
and
play with us sometime.
I will play eventually. You can have those if you want.
You don't like Smarties?
I'm not the biggest fan.
Oh my gosh.
This is for you, Ian. Ian loves it when we eat food on the podcast.
I didn't like that you got quiet. It made me feel bad.
No, it's all good. So we had
Should I
some
eat?
exciting news.
Really close to the mic.
We last week we talked about the Jurassic World short.
I still have there's 2 more trailers that dropped for games.
Oh my gosh! Okay, go.
You hit one, I'll hit the other.
One I'm very excited for. It's not the biggest news. Was the trailer actually? There was a trailer for The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh sure.
I remember last week I was like, oh, I don't know if I should watch it. I watch it. I couldn't stop myself. There's no reason to stop myself. I don't care. Whatever. I'm so freaking hyped for this game. It looks incredible, but the big thing was that they gave us a release date, and it comes out February 21st, 2020.
Very soon.
Yo, I'm freaking jacked for this. So that will hold me over until, well, probably not in the entire time because it's just single player, until Cyberpunk in April.
Yeah.
Which that was a big announcement too. They mentioned their multiplayer. They do have something cooking,
But it's not.
but it's not going to be attached to Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be a standalone thing at some point in the future, which I think that's fine. But
Yeah. I'm really, really excited to play as an older Ellie because you play as her a little bit in the first game, and it's a very different part of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a lot of fun. And Joel's getting older, so I'm wondering what kind of role he's gonna play. I think this game takes place like 5 or 6 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I'm so excited! Last of Us Part 1, best game, in my opinion. It's my favorite game.
Nice.
Well, what you got?
There was a story trailer for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I don't know, did you watch this,
I
Brett?
did watch this. You're
I
right.
thought it
I
looked-
forgot about it, but yeah,
I thought it looked pretty good. Honestly, I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like a Call of Duty campaign. It's kind of cool to see some of those older characters come back that we haven't seen in such a long time. Granted, I'm not like super attached to those characters like some people are, but I am excited because I do think the strongest campaigns came out of that series, the Modern Warfare games. So it'll be fun to go back. They also made an announcement about some PS4 exclusivity that's going to piss a lot of people off, I think.
Yeah.
Already has.
Yeah. Holy cow.
So they announced that the Spec Ops Survival Mode will be PS4 exclusive for 1 year.
Just in time for the next Call of Duty to come out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Activision.
So this is interesting because we're still going to get the Spec Ops mode on Xbox. You just won't get Survival, which like a lot of people really love a good horde mode. Like that's what a lot of people like to play. And so it's kind of crazy that that's what they chose to withhold. But yeah, thanks Activision. This is like ultimate
This is one of
like
those
money
things.
grab thing.
I mean, I could go on. I could do a whole episode just on exclusivity in games and how bad it is for the industry. But I hate when, like, the best selling or the current market leader in the console space and the biggest third party publisher get together and are like, hey, how can we change money around that screws consumers? Fucking pisses me off. Anyway.
The biggest thing that just confuses me is the year. There's a new game every year. People are not going to be playing this game anymore.
Nope.
They might be, depending on when it's released, they'll be playing it for 2 weeks, and then Call of Duty Black Ops 5 is going to come out,
Yeah,
and nobody's going to give a flip anymore.
right.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's kind of dumb. But I think they did this with Destiny 1 as well, didn't they?
They did this with Destiny 2 as well.
Yeah, they had like
a year worth of
there were
exclusives.
some weapons and then there was a
weapons,
strike.
armor, and
A strike or two.
It was a strike per like DLC
For who?
For Destiny.
No, for which?
PS4.
for PlayStation.
Okay.
So Luke, come tomorrow, there will be new strikes on there that you can play that I haven't played yet because they've been exclusive for the last year.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's
There's going to be a few new pieces of armor. There's going to be a few new weapons.
that is infuriating.
So again, to like maybe
Wow.
the average, like Luke didn't know about it.
Yeah.
He
Well,
wasn't
that
ma-
being said,
he
I was
wasn't
late
mad
to
about
vote,
it.
so-
Send your message.
Oh no. Siri is listening all the time. Oh no, she's doing it again.
Shut up, Siri.
Can I mute you? That's not
Go
a
ahead.
problem we've had on the pod before.
Finish that thought because I did want to mention one other thing about this.
No, so like to the real casual gamer, it doesn't really make that much of a impact, I think. But to those of us who really love these games and the games we play, it sucks to be like, I'm being left out because of my choice of platform. Just because I have a Toshiba Blu-ray player doesn't mean when I throw in my Blu-ray disc, I don't get
Sorry, you need
Special
a
features,
Sony.
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's what I hate the most about like these platform wars.
Yeah, and so like one thing they kind of used to try and save face was DLC will be free,
Don't care.
and Because DLC will be free. And
Welcome to the current timeline where DLC is free for almost everything.
yeah, DLC is free, and it's all coming to the consoles at the same time.
But this new one is going to have crossplay too, because you
Yeah.
play through an Activision account. So you can't even.
So you won't be able to play the survival mode with your friends on Xbox because they won't have access to it.
Right.
That's so stupid.
What about PC?
And PC neither.
Well, Siebel, I won't play that mode without you. These Smarties are great.
All right, is that our final game trailer?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
So some quick movie news. We're getting the OG Jurassic Park cast back for Jurassic World 3.
They're back, baby.
How do we feel about that?
I think it's dumb.
I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner.
I think it's dumb as well. I want to
We agree on something Jurassic Park.
I want to like this news. I just don't know how it works. It feels like such a nostalgia money thing. Even if it's more than just a cameo, which they've said that all 3 roles are substantial. We're talking, of course, about Ian Malcolm, Dr. Grant, and Dr. Sadler.
Nerd. No. Just kidding.
From
Well-
the original movie. I still don't know how you incorporate them. I guess, the idea is that, these are, the original experts, and we gotta go get them. But
How would you
I
feel
don't
if their roles are substantial, but not to the fact that they're running through the forest away from the raptors, but
I don't want that.
something like how.
Jeff Goldblum just
Alan.
No, but I'm thinking of Leia in The Force Awakens. She wasn't a cameo, but she wasn't the main player in that. She shows up halfway through, and then she has some speaking lines.
Bro, do you want to get me started on Force Awakens and how they use the original 3 characters in that?
I'm just
Because
saying,
we could go on another hour.
I'm just saying,
rant.
that level of role.
Maybe that's okay. I don't know though. Again, I just think your stories should be able to. Your characters should be good enough that you don't need to bring back old characters. And the problem is, sorry, Chris Pratt. Owen Grady is not that good of a character, and that's why you have to get Grant back.
I want Sam Neill's son to show up and stab him through the chest.
I just want to hear a dinosaur say Alan.
What if Blue just comes out and be like,
Alan.
Owen?
Owen.
Yeah, I didn't like this news. I was just kind of like, okay. It's 2020, I guess, for that movie, but why are we doing this all the time with these franchises? I'm with you. Just let new characters take their own story and go. We don't need to bring everybody else
I'd much
back.
rather have what they did with Gold. I'd much rather have a cameo.
Mhm.
I don't like how they use Goldblum just because in Jurassic World 2, Fallen Kingdom, because it's such a I'm gonna bookend both things. If that was woven or edited into the actual plot better, I think I would have been more appreciative. But I'd rather have that than let's bring back all the old guys.
Mhm.
'Cause nostalgia.
It's the good stuff.
You've already got the good, you know what? You've already got the T-Rex. The T-Rex has been there for all 5 movies so far. Well, not in 3. She's not in 3 because that's on a
Different island.
different island. 2 is
Wait,
2 technically. No.
isn't
I
2 a
can't
different
keep-
island?
I can't keep track.
I think 2
3
is a different
is
island and
definite.
3's... Maybe there's 3 islands. I don't know.
There's so many islands.
We gotta go back. We gotta go back.
The
I've never even
hardcore
seen
the
Lost.
hardcore fans are the nostalgia is there with her, with Rexy.
Yeah.
That's good enough. Seeing those scars is oh, there's the history.
Yeah, I'm not a die-hard Jurassic Park fan, but when the T-Rex showed up, I got hyped.
Yeah.
I was like, this is awesome. This is what I'm here for.
I just want the Mosasaur back.
We're definitely getting
I want him
that
to eat more surfers.
We're definitely getting that Mosasaur
I
back.
want a surfing montage.
If there's not
Surfer.
a pack of Mosasaurs,
Hunting orca style.
I want
Odd.
Mosasaur versus Megalodon.
Oh my gosh. Can we please bring Jason Statham into the mix with his sweet submarine?
It's revealed that they're connected.
It's an interconnected universe.
That would make my
And he
day.
actually finds the Jurassic World by going through the little cloud at the bottom of the ocean, and he comes up in a different universe.
Oh my gosh.
You are welcome.
Dude, you're speaking my language. Sounds like the best movie ever.
What else we got? Let's keep moving. We got to get to the Spider-Man story eventually.
So some
something.
Tom Holland news dropped this week. Actually, it's not really about Tom Holland.
Kind of.
Uncharted has another director, guys.
This movie's never happening.
It's its sixth director.
This movie is so dead.
But if this one works out, it's not.
It won't be all bad.
This is a good director. It's Travis Knight, who did Kubo and the Two Strings and Bumblebee. I know you guys haven't seen Bumblebee yet, but
Kubo and Two Strings,
fantastic.
freaking amazing.
I hate claymation, and I love that movie.
I enjoy claymation, and that movie is phenomenal.
It just speaks to the quality of that movie.
Yeah.
But he's in talks, which means he's directing it.
He is currently working on directing it. We'll see if it actually happens.
I give it 4 weeks
I
before
was gonna say
Sony
three
does
weeks.
something stupid, and they're like, "Oh, actually, we're gonna go do a movie with Tom Holland is gonna be aged up, so he's a grandpa in the Uncharted movie or something stupid like that." And then he'll back out. We'll need a seventh director. I love this soap opera of Uncharted that's been going on.
It is a little bit of like a tune in at lunch to find out
Yeah.
what's happened this week.
What's
It's so
Twitter?
awesome.
What is Twitter going to tell me about the Uncharted movie today?
It's listen. We talk about the Flash having director problems. It's got
Oh.
nothing on this one.
No.
Nope.
Speaking of that movie, has anything come about?
No, we
Is
haven't heard anything
Andy
ever
Muschietti
since
staying or what?
so far.
all right, all right.
Last
Is-
thing
is
that we
Rick
heard
Fa-
was, "Yeah, I'm directing it."
Is Rick Famuyiwa still attached?
I don't know.
That
maybe
was
he's
only
back.
4 directors ago.
My
Right.
guess, we get a bunch of DC news around the holidays.
Or this week.
We will get some this week.
We'll get some this week.
Speaking
But I think
of some this week. Go ahead.
no, I just think of the when you think of like the big three and the Justice League's members, like we won't hear more about that until maybe
December.
late this year, early next year.
But we will get a trailer tomorrow for Birds of
Yeah.
Prey.
Yeah, excited about that.
I'm excited, but I have no idea what this movie is.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
either.
so
And
confused.
I
My
think just
curious
because I don't have any
curiosity is at peak level.
expectations, I don't like.
I'm excited about
Like,
it
okay,
though.
let's do it.
This is not the Birds of Prey from the comics.
No, not at all.
No.
So I don't have any expectations
Right.
either. I just know Margot Robbie is a fantastic actress. She also produced I, Tonya, which I haven't seen, but it
You
was
should
up for
see that movie.
I should see that.
I
It's
Tanya's
good.
It was up for awards and all of that jazz. So she's clearly good at producing and picking teams.
I have a feeling it's going to be a little different than I, Tanya, but
It may
Yes.
be more similar than you think, though.
stylistically.
She wears rollerblades in this one
Ooh.
instead of ice skates.
I could see it being somewhat similar, though.
You think?
I, Tanya is pretty
The-
weird.
The marketing, you're not wrong. I, Tanya is weird. Yeah, well, I don't know.
It might be
It might
closer
be.
than we
It
think.
might be.
I don't know. Either way, the trailer comes out tomorrow, October 1st. If you're listening to this later, it's already out. I'm excited, though.
I was kind of talking to you guys before. I think the best comparison for this is going to be without seeing anything. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
I think the comparison to make to it of what it's going to be like is Deadpool.
Oh.
I know the internet, if this is how it's going to be, is going to be like, oh, this movie's a rip of this, and this movie sucks even before I see it,
The
and all
internet
this stuff.
never does something like
The
that.
internet hates the idea of this movie. Whatever, internet. Go have fun. I'm excited for it. I think Deadpool is a good example. Harley is becoming the Deadpool of DC, which is fine. So whatever. But like even the fact I think she's gonna break fourth wall in this movie. So
Yeah, oh, yeah. Did you see the posters that came out, too?
mm-hmm.
What'd you think of them?
I thought they were cool.
Yeah,
They're colorful.
Posters look
I did,
good.
too.
I thought they were creative too with how they announced that the trailers kind of are like each one like somebody breaks it and it's
Yeah.
like, tomorrow there's a trailer. It's not what it said, but it was cool. It's creative.
Yep.
I like creative things.
Creative marketing.
I'm just excited to see the hyenas.
Yep. Speaking of Oh, I'm really excited for those hyenas. That is a deep cut.
I am trying to figure out how you're segueing this.
It's just a DC segue.
Oh, okay. I was hoping you were going to say, speaking of hyenas, and then...
Speaking of hyenas, I played the Division 2. Was that the first one?
No, you're good.
Okay.
That's
No,
Division
I
2.
didn't play it, but just kind of, we talked about Jonah Hill joining
Yeah.
last week,
The Batman.
and I don't know if we mentioned it, so I wanted to bring it up this week. He's wanting $10 million for his role. And I have a question for
cow.
you. Is he worth $10 million? That being said, Robert Pattinson is not getting more than $5 million. So he would be top billing in this movie, where he's one of 6 villains.
That is wild.
My answer is no.
Yeah, I don't think they pay him. I think Walter Hamada is going to be like, yeah, see it, dude. Go kick rocks somewhere else. We'll find somebody else
He's
to
like,
play it.
okay, we'll maybe match Pattinson.
Yeah.
I would say this increases its budget by
A good percentage.
Yeah.
Because Hamada is all about making movies for cheap. That's like his method. So I don't think he'd be willing to do that. And you bring a good point when you say one of 6 villains. Like, they're really not going to pay somebody top billing money when there's 6 villains.
I was going to say, if he was the solo villain, and we're talking like a traditional
right
Batman trilogy kind of movie, because we don't know exactly where this is going.
Like, it's Batman vs. Riddler, Jonah Hill's the Riddler
10 million's fine.
movie.
I would say yes, he's worth that.
Yeah, sure.
But,
why not?
in this context, it just does seem that seems high.
Yeah, it seems steep.
It seems really high.
I mean, it's like
I
what
like him though so
like
much.
Jack Nicholson did that when he was being the Joker, and he took a lot of percentages and a lot of things, so he could get a lot of money for that movie. And that was when Nicholson was in his prime, and Jonah Hill is not Jack Nicholson. So
No. I do think it's interesting that he's caught between 2 characters though.
Yeah, I know. They're like, you want Riddler or Penguin? He's like,
Right.
well.
And it people are kind of acting like it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to take one of them, but if he wants 10 million, I honestly don't know that it's going to work.
Yeah.
Cuz I just do not see them being like, "Yeah, we'll pay you that."
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so different because Pattinson seeked out the role of Batman. He
Yeah.
he wanted to be Batman. He was probably willing to do it for super cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Jonah Hill is a guy that they want, and they're kind of seeking him out. So it's a little different situation. But no, $10 million for this movie, that's way too high.
Yeah.
I don't think it happens if he doesn't come down on his price.
That being said, what do we know?
Right.
Nothing. We're just 3 dudes in Brett's basement.
Very true.
So this morning, I watched a very interesting featurette on a movie coming out. I should let you guys finish. Is there any more DC news?
Yes.
Okay, finish your DC news. Keep
Okay.
everything.
There's a big
bundled
event later this year on the CW called Crisis on Infinite Earths.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. Just everybody and their mom is probably in this show.
My mom's in it?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're in it too, dude.
What?
Our Earth is somehow involved.
Oh, jeez.
We don't have metahumans here, but,
That we
we're
know
probably one of them. There's infinite.
Oh, my gosh.
Right?
What is infinite?
So are we all going to get liberties off this show?
I want my money. I want 10 million.
To not be in it.
Yes.
But no, we got our first look at Brandon Routh as Kingdom Come Superman. That's one of the first news stories of it. Did you see this?
I'm Googling it right now.
Oh, man, it looks awesome.
I don't want to, I don't know, but I'll say it. I think this is the best live action Superman suit I've ever
It's
seen.
so good.
I think it's incredible.
It's so good, dude. When I saw the picture, I was like, I think I sent it to you, and I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't know what else to say about it. It looks awesome. And he looks awesome.
He does look awesome.
It looks too good for the CW.
My favorite comment on anything related to this picture is, "Let him wear the cape again, you cowards." He looks so good as Superman. It's ridiculous.
And even in that bad movie, he was still a good Superman.
He was a
He
good
was.
Superman. Can maybe this bring him back? Can we get
That's what people want.
Can we get some HBO Max miniseries with Brandon Routh as Superman?
Like a 6-episode thing.
Dude, I
Kingdom
love
Come?
that.
Gimme.
I'd be down.
I'd be sick.
Sticking with Superman, though, there's pictures of Tom Welling on set with Erica Durance, Clark and Lois on the Smallville farm. That came out as well. Super cool. Pretty sure my wife cried when she saw it. And then another picture came out today of Tom Welling with Tyler Hoechlin, and I don't know her name, but who plays Lois on Supergirl.
Lois, that's not Erica Durance.
Yes, Lois, that is not Erica Durance. It's just crazy. Like, this is a crazy event. I did not realize how big this thing was going to be. I knew, like, they were going for it. Like, I've seen set pictures, like, Jonah Hex is there. Like, all the legends are there. Like, it's just wild that this is going to come together, especially because I read this comic book in the last, like, year. But then, like, I guess I didn't even know this. The actress who is playing the Huntress in Birds of Prey is also in this.
Not the movie. The old TV show from way back in the day. Yeah, when it's not Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah, no, from the weird Birds of Prey show where Oracle is clairvoyant and all this really weird stuff.
What is going on?
Yeah, it's odd, but it's just cool that they're doing this,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm excited. I hope Ian Glenn is like Kingdom Come Batman. Like, that would be really cool.
Oh, from
Titans.
Oh.
I hope they bring in some of the DC Universe characters because I do think that would be awesome, and it's ran by the same showrunners. So.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But I'm excited. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Even if it's bad, it'll be so cool to see this many characters on screen.
Yeah.
I'm excited. But there's also other news that pertains to this that's not so exciting. Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor on Smallville. A lot of people really like the guy, but he is not going to be in the Crisis event. Apparently, the offer they gave him was just bad. They needed to know on like short notice. They offered him like little to no money. He wasn't even home. They just contacted his agent. Like, it was a disaster. And I was like, man, all this good news you have, you put out, and then this happens, and you're like, oh man.
It's one of those, like, you know that there were too many good things happening.
Yeah,
there was gonna be something that came out that was not.
Not everything is gonna work out.
No, and that's a bummer.
And honestly,
Rosenbaum's
I'm surprised as much stuff has worked out. Like, they have been getting all these people.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, like, who else have they asked that was
Right.
like, no, I'm sorry, I can't make it, or sorry, I don't want to do this. I hated playing that character,
Right.
or like just something like that.
Yeah.
And how many like failed? Like, it would not shock me if Justin Hartley's Aquaman shows up, or Justin Hartley's Green Arrow.
Oh, you should play both.
Like, there's gonna be a lot
They
of
should meet.
there's gonna be a lot of weird stuff, like failed like spin-offs that they tried to launch. Like,
Yeah.
I bet you're gonna see some of that.
Embrace that. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be awesome.
There's rumors that Linda Carter is gonna come as Wonder Woman.
Right.
They should get Adrienne Padalecki as.
As
Was that who it was?
yes, I think so.
I don't know. I think that's who it was. She was in the Wonder Woman pilot that was awful.
Oh.
She also played Siren in the Aquaman
Aquaman,
pilot. Yeah. There's a lot of weird stuff. But speaking of spin-offs at the CW, there's another one in the works.
Yep.
An Arrow spin-off that is female-centric with Black Canary, and Black Canary. Cool, I guess. I like Juliana Harkavy, so
Could be interesting.
I probably won't watch it until it's on a streaming service of some sort.
Yeah,
but,
same.
No, I mean, I think it's cool. I'm just excited for the event. I think their crossovers have been the strongest things they've done recently, and more shows being added to the CW is good for superhero fans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whether you like the shows or not, it's always good for
There's a
more.
superhero show
Here's
for
what
everybody.
Here's what I'll say about CW is that they've made it work.
Yeah.
Like, you look at like Netflix Marvel shows, and it's like, oh, like those were good and they didn't work. And then you look at CW shows, you're like, oh, well, they didn't probably have as much money thrown at them, so like the risk reward was, probably not as high. But they're like, it's good content.
It is.
They've got good storylines and good actors and actresses, and it's just exciting to be able to see it. As someone who doesn't follow like all of the shows, it is exciting to be like, hey, like I really do want to tune in for this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You should watch the crossover with us. If anything, it will be extremely weird and entertaining.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
You'll just be like, wait, who's that guy?
You know I'm all in on the weird stuff.
But that's all I have on the Crisis, on the CW event.
Oh, buddy.
So we can move on to more news.
So right before the show started, Luke and I were talking about something we found out today.
Oh yeah.
And so there's this movie that's kind of been on our radar.
We were
yeah.
excited for it.
We were excited for it. 1917.
Yeah. Looks
but,
like a fun war movie.
like revealed today that this is a one-shot movie.
What? Yeah.
And so there was a little behind-the-scenes featurette on Universal's YouTube page. Go watch it. Like it's crazy. This I didn't realize before I had seen this that Roger Deakins was the
I didn't know that either.
was the DP on this. And
Now I know why that trailer looks so gosh darn cool.
Right?
One of the best guys with the camera ever is telling people where to point.
But like they're talking about how like, yeah, some days we get out and it was just too sunny to shoot because
And-
they need that cloud cover.
Because that's what it was in the last shot.
It's just like, oh well, okay.
The stakes for this movie just skyrocketed. Like
Yeah.
if the movie's good, just good, like it was good. But it's that one shot. Oh man, like that's a feat you just
Yeah.
crossed off the list. Like holy crap, that's insane.
Yeah.
I think the only movie to actually do it so far is Birdman. I haven't seen Birdman. I should probably watch it.
It's the one that's done it that's probably been the most
Successful.
There's
Yeah.
been a couple others that have
Mhm.
tried.
And failed.
Yeah, most of them.
That's
don't
just
work.
wild.
Yeah, and this is such a huge movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's such like a foreign idea to me to think of like the logistics of doing this. Like
And
it gives me a headache trying to
Yeah.
think about it.
It was really cool to listen to Sam Mendes talk about it, the director. And he's like, this is a race against time, so we really wanted to do this movie in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very uncommon in movies. It's just, oh, we got 10 seconds left. A minute later, the bomb goes off.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Because everybody had to get out of the building, and you had to show different scenes and all that stuff. But it's just a really cool way to think about time as another element of a movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very, very excited. Can't wait.
I loved watching dude run through the field, and like I just really liked watching them pass the camera off in this
So-
featurette too. Like I was like,
yeah.
man, this is wild,
Mm-hmm.
and my head just started spinning. I'm like,
They
I
have
don't
this
know
whole
how they
like
did this.
system where, like to basically like you can be handheld by two people.
Mhm.
Then they like as they come up to whatever like this burning pit because a bomb just went off and it's gonna fly over that. Like they hook it onto like as they're moving, they hook it onto a rail thing that like not just takes it across seamlessly, where it gets back on and then they hop on a
Jeep.
Jeep. Oh.
Could you imagine like your agent calls you because all these cinematographers and stuff have agents, and they're like, hey, you're gonna get this 1917 movie. Like, oh, okay, cool. Also, we booked you a personal trainer. What? Yeah, no, we booked you a personal trainer. You really got to get in shape, man, because you're going to be running the entire time you're filming this movie. Oh, and by the way, you don't get a break. We're just going to keep going. The whole movie's one shot. What? I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, I guess. I hope they pay me well.
I really hope on the Blu-ray, and if it's on the Blu-ray and the movie's trash, I'll still watch it. But like split screen movie up here, and then just
Oh.
a crew just filming
Yeah.
the filming process. Like
Right.
here's us doing all this crazy shenanigans trying to get this as a one shot.
Yeah.
There's your idea.
Yeah, the special features for this will be wild.
They will.
I want $10 million for that special feature idea.
What other news we got?
What if I gave you $150 million to make a TV show?
Yeah, I'll take $150 million. Do I get to keep all that money?
No, it has to go into your show,
Oh, well.
like the Disney Plus MCU shows.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
This
this is
is-
Disney saying, All right, yeah,
we got
$10 it.
quadrillion.
Smoke them if you got them, I guess. Like, holy crap. This is ridiculous. This is bigger than most movie budgets.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all. It seems risky. Like, obviously, Disney Plus is going to be successful. Lots of people are going to get it. But at the same time, and this is the problem Netflix has, you have to constantly get new subscribers.
Yeah.
And that's why Netflix is in debt. Because now they're losing all these properties that they had because everybody else is making stuff, and they're not getting new subscribers. So what happens when you keep making these $150 million shows, along with all of your other stuff,
at a time,
and at a time when you're not getting any more subscribers because everybody has it.
Yeah.
Sure, you still get that monthly fee, but numbers aren't going up.
Right.
So you're just spending more and more and more and more. I don't know, man.
I'm just really shocked, speaking of like the model of Netflix and stuff, like I'm really shocked that they haven't been like year commitment. Like they haven't started hitting you with like time commitments, because that's how like they lock that stuff in.
As soon as they do that,
they lose a lot.
People know, and it's that you can't show that weakness.
The writing's on the wall.
Yeah,
that's probably true.
Because that's when people will jump ship.
Yeah, I think what it comes down to is Netflix has to make a lot of different stuff for multiple people that will draw in new people that have just been stealing from their friends.
Mm-hmm.
I still cannot believe Netflix hasn't
found a way to prevent that.
Made how have they not gotten in bed with CBS or something and been like, hey, let's make a deal, right? Like,
I mean,
you're investing so much in these like new IPs when time and time again it's been proven that like, yeah, Friends and The Office rule Netflix. We got to figure out how to buy those then.
Yeah. And then another thing, and I was actually talking to my dad about this. Hulu has live television. Amazon Prime now has live television with Thursday Night Football and other things.
A few other things, yeah.
I think it's time for Netflix to kind of get in on that. It doesn't necessarily need to be sports.
Or ads.
I'd be fine with ads. You know, even HBO advertises their own stuff. So does Amazon. But I think adding a live element to like, hey, we have, I don't know if it'd be successful or not, but we have basketball on Saturdays or something.
Yeah.
Like we've got this section of college basketball.
Something.
We've got some of March Madness. Oh my gosh, if we got March Madness, the world might burn actually. But like, I think that's an area they need to start diving into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's just other things like that. Like, you need to innovate.
Right. It's at this point in time when this time next year we're gonna have 4 new subscription services that we don't have streaming services that we don't have currently right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're gonna get Peacock, we're gonna get HBO Max, we're gonna have Disney Plus. So they are all hitting where Netflix is at now. So you're right. I think in order for them to stay above the crowd, they have to come up with something innovative. And live TV isn't that innovative, but I think it's different.
It's
enough.
a different direction.
It's
for
still
them,
appealing.
Yeah.
Well,
And if they can secure some of those, maybe I can't. Maybe they don't have the whole series of The Office, but when it reruns on TBS, I can still watch it on Netflix. Like, that's something.
Yeah. And kind of, I mean, going back to Disney Plus, they're bundling it with ESPN Plus.
Yep.
Bundling is the future, which is also the present.
Cable?
Yeah. It's cable! We're back, baby!
Which is...
Yeah, but $150 million...
Per show is...
I'm expecting a lot. I expect it to look good now. And if it doesn't, I will hold you to that.
That bar is real high. I am excited, though. I mean, in terms of,
oh, yeah.
I expect to get 3 years of really good looking shows, and then like
yes,
we'll see if they continue to, if they're successful enough to continue investing that kind of money, or if it's like, actually, hold on,
Yeah, we need
here's
back in.
here's
Walk-
70, here's
let's-
70 million.
Let's
Sorry.
walk that back.
which
a
is
little.
plenty.
Which is
Yeah.
still plenty. But
Yeah, I think the CW shows like $1 million an episode,
it's crazy.
which is wild. So
Which would be what?
23
If it's
million.
Arrow, it's 23 million a season,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so crazy.
and it doesn't look great. Some of the stuff looks really good. Some of it looks bad, but it's a CW.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of let it go.
Yeah.
Right. So before we get to Spider-Man, do you guys have anything else?
I have
I-
one more.
I have one more
Is
as
it
well.
the same as mine?
I don't know. I'm just gonna go with mine. I'm just gonna keep going.
Yes.
Okay.
Is mine the same? Mine's Star Wars.
Yes,
So
I
it's
think
ours.
Star Wars.
Kevin Feige is going to be producing a Star Wars movie.
Yeah. What did you guys think about this?
I was
I'm on.
excited about it
I'm
until
on-
I heard the whole Spider-Man thing. Honestly,
I am a coin. I am a coin. I have two sides. One being Kevin Feige is a great producer. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows how to hire people.
mm-hmm.
That being said, I don't want a Marvel movie in the Star Wars universe.
That is my concern.
Yeah, same.
I don't want Whedon quips, which has kind of already been a problem in Star Wars now. It's been a problem in movies ever since the Avengers. I don't want Robert Downey Jr. showing up.
Oh.
I don't want the MCU cast
Mm-hmm.
in a Star Wars movie.
No.
I don't want this to have a tone of an MCU movie. If it has to have any tone of the MCU movies, it should be Endgame. That's it. Other like
All those things you just listed are my exact concerns
Yeah.
about this. But I do agree that he is good at hiring teams and making good movies.
So
Yes.
here's my thought. Here's my my thought process around this. My theory is because he's always wanted to make Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's even
even before Marvel.
above Marvel. It's been his white whale that he's wanted to get.
Great White Buffalo.
I wonder if this is his first, like this is essentially his pitch at, let me produce the solo, like the one-off Star Wars films. Let these other directors do their trilogies. Let me do this like kind of interconnected. We'll bring the universe together in these little stories here and there, and that I could see working.
Yeah.
Because
He's good at connecting
Kevin Feige
stuff.
behind like an actual like solo a Star Wars story movie, that's way more exciting than Ron Howard or, well, maybe not Lord and Miller, but that was going to be a weird movie no matter what.
We will never know.
But like, I think he can make that kind of movie work. I don't know if I necessarily want him above the greater like story arc of Star Wars, but for these little like
The greater universe.
little things, as long as they don't get super repetitive, because that's the thing we found with most of the up till now Marvel origin stories, is that after a while they kind of just feel the same.
Yeah.
Another one.
Hey, I've seen this movie before.
They're entertaining, but they're also the same.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I think it was Collider tweeted out, they're like, which MCU actors do you want to show up in the Star Wars movies? Literally none of them. All except one, probably BD Wong. I think he would be the only one that I would accept. Maybe Palm Clementov, who plays Mantis, because she's already an alien, so just put her as a different alien. Like,
You could give me Josh Brolin
sure, yeah.
as something that's not a supervillain,
Yeah.
you know.
But like, and then Chris Evans responds on Twitter, me, and everybody's like, "Yeah, Chris Evans in Star Wars movie is so awesome." It's like, no, I'm only gonna see Captain America. And then
You would have to do a lot.
Make him a stormtrooper.
yeah, that one that doesn't talk.
My first thought was you could make him like a Han Solo like hotshot pilot, but then I'm like, oh, now I'm just gonna see Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I'm like, nope, I don't want that.
And then you
Although I
have
think he's matured a lot as an actor since then, so he could probably pull
Yeah,
off
he
that
has.
nuance a lot better.
Then you have Brie Larson tweeting out, "What's this here about Star Wars?" And she is a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
However,
No, thank you.
you have a 7-movie contract with Marvel. It's just getting too convoluted. It's why people complain about like people going in between DC and Marvel even.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that character's that's Thanos. Like why would he show up in this one? I'm just gonna see that. Blah blah blah. It's like if Brie Larson shows up in this, first of all, the internet's just gonna complain about it again, and then everybody's gonna be like, oh, she's Captain Marvel. She's Captain Marvel.
She'll just show up as Captain Marvel.
Crossover confirmed.
Please, no.
If I had to choose a side of my coin, I would say I'm more on the negative side.
I don't know.
For now, I'll say for
Yeah.
now. I don't know. I don't.
It's
Until
hard-
we
I don't
know what he's
anything
doing.
about
It's
what's
hard to
going
say
on,
to
yeah.
producer level too.
Yeah.
Because if it really is him being like, okay, I want to find a creative who has a good idea.
Yeah.
That's one thing. It's another if it's like, hey, I want to build an annualized thing that what Marvel's doing. Because I don't want him to do what he's doing for Marvel.
So you're gonna show up
for
and he's
Star
gonna be like,
Wars.
"Listen, so there's these 6 kyber crystals all throughout the universe, and if you have all the different versions of the kyber crystals, you become the most powerful Sith. And now we have these Jedi that are gonna try and stop them. They have to come together. But first, we're gonna give all these Jedi their solo movies.
Yeah, no, don't want
It won't be that, but
But then you'll go watch them all if they happened.
absolutely, I'll go watch them all. Are you kidding me?
No, I think I tend to lean on the negative side as well, though.
I'm like at
I'm just worried.
I'm
like-
going to sit in the middle. I'm going to sit like,
they're 51% negative.
yeah.
I'm a little bit further than that.
The teeter hasn't tottered yet, but it could.
Until
It's teetering.
until we know what
Yeah.
what he's going to be doing,
Yeah.
it's hard to say.
Yeah,
But
it really is.
That being said, speculation is fun.
It is fun. No, it is fun.
I love going on these rants with no information.
Right. I think that segues us next really well into our next.
Huge Spider-Man news. Yep. The Morbius writers are writing a Madam Web movie. Yes!
Is the Morbius movie still happening?
Yes,
Yep, Jared Leto's in it.
sure is.
I'm
Didn't they-
actually looking this up
Didn't
because
they?
They've-
Check out their like Spider-Man slate. It's huge.
yeah, I know it's monstrous.
It's redonkulous.
They were filming Morbius. Jared Leto was posting pics
Yeah, he
from
was,
set.
wasn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. That's
He's like,
definitely
oh,
happening.
here's the slate, first shot of the movie.
So
But yeah, Madam Web movie, which actually I think could lead into the actual big news, which is Spider-Man is back,
back
and
in the
nobody's
MCU.
surprised.
Wait, what happened?
I
What we
think this-
thought would happen happened?
I think the surprising part is that it didn't take longer.
Yeah.
Like I thought it would be like at least 6 months. It was it even 1? Was it like 3 weeks?
It's like 3 weeks. Yeah. No, at this point though, I think they know they have to work fast. They've got it. They've got those dates already in mind. And
Yeah.
If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If it's not, it's not. And they're, those money men are working late hours to make sure that.
Yeah. They can spend 150 on a TV show.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So we got we get a 2-movie deal.
Mm.
One is like a proper
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man home
sequel.
movie.
Yeah, a Spider-Man home movie.
Spider-Man Home Alone. Revenge of the
Spider-Man.
Wet Bandits.
Spider-Man coming home.
Again.
And then the second is a Spider-Man guest appearance in a future MCU movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which I'm guessing is his bye-bye.
Yeah.
Something is going to be his bye-bye.
we're gonna put do we think they could get away with killing off?
I don't
Tom
think they're
Holland
killing him off.
in MCU.
So this is what I was kind of talking about.
He's going
with
to go to a
Madam
different
Web.
universe.
Madam Web's going to do something funky with Spider-Verse, and it's going to connect Venom, and it's
Yeah.
going to connect Tom Holland Spider-Man, and it's probably going to bring in somebody else and all these other people,
Yeah.
and then we're going to have Spider-Man universe. But then you still got Madam Web, so we can probably go back into MCU when they're just like, oh, we We need more money. Nah. We need people to like Spider-Man again.
What excites me about this, well, one, I think it's weird that it's only 2 movies, but I'm glad they're going to finish the Homecoming trilogy that they had originally planned for.
Mm-hmm.
Get some closure.
Because I do think it's very good. The 2 movies that have come out have been great. So I'm glad they're going to finish that. But I'm excited that this is going to lead to Sony having their own Spider Universe, because now my favorite Spider-Man could probably be a thing. That's Miles. So I'm just looking forward to that. I don't know. I'm excited that he's back in the MCU for a movie and a quarter, I guess. But just get me to Miles.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm waiting for.
I know you're really excited for Miles, but I would love it if they'd go Ben Reilly.
That'd be cool too.
Because you can keep Tom Holland.
Yeah. Ooh, that would be how they could kill him, though, if they wanted to.
That was my other thing. Kill Tom Holland.
Go Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider.
Peter Parker clone. He's like, what? No, I'm Peter Parker. No, you're not.
Yeah, Scarlet Spider.
I think that suit in live action could be really cool.
The hoodie / all red.
It was one of my favorites in the
Dude,
Spider-Man.
it literally is the only suit I wear on that game.
I use the pajama suit quite a bit.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Real quick, Imperial Prime in the chat said, I always thought Spider-Man was never going to leave the MCU. There was no way they were going to get rid of one of Marvel's best characters. You're kind of right.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
However, there is still an end in sight.
Yeah, for now.
What do we think chances are that they renegotiate again in 2 years?
95%.
I would think it's a little lower, though, because Sony has their own plans now.
94%.
Probably 92.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I just think Sony has their own plans, and they've been very public with those. And I think now, if they were to go back on that, I think it looks bad on them. But
the only thing I think, so I agree. I think that this is probably the end for Tom Holland Spider-Man in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Pending in the only thing that might change that is if Venom 2 just
tanks.
And they're like,
yeah.
All of a sudden, we're not so interested in putting Tom Holland in a Venom movie.
What is the percentage chance that he's in Venom 2, though, in some small capacity?
Oh, there's a good chance. I think there's a good chance.
Venom v Carnage v Spider-Man.
If nothing else, then at the end to set up something for 3.
Mm-hmm.
But that would just be so weird to me. A Venom movie with Spider-Man as a secondary character.
One of those things where maybe Venom
maybe Venom 3 is Spider-Man 1 of Sony.
He wins, Venom beats Carnage, but Carnage survives and Spider-Man post credit scene comes in and is like, hey, we got, I don't approve of your methods, but we got to take this guy down. I don't know.
As long as they recast Woody Harrelson.
No,
not happening.
Just get rid of his wig.
Recast
the
true.
wig.
Just
that's
shave.
true.
Just shave.
He's bald. Make him bald.
Just make him bald.
That was the worst wig. Oh my gosh, what a way to end that film. Oh my gosh. A movie I hated going out on such a hilariously bad note. One thing that I kind of gathered from it, makes me sound like a total intellectual when I'm not.
That wig is so
disgusting. Bad. But anyway, this made me just kind of be really annoyed at the negotiation tactics that are starting to be used, where people will post something on social media or release a statement just to kind of gain traction in their favor.
Yeah. And
Sony and Disney both did that, full knowing probably that they were going to renegotiate anyway.
Oh yeah.
It's really annoying. Y'all put the fans through that. 99% of us are gullible as crap. We don't need that. Just talk it out, figure it out.
I think it's one of those things where they're probably erring on the side of, because they know that in the end some deal is going to be reached.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as bad PR.
Yep.
In the end, guess what? You are kind of talking about it, but most people aren't talking about how much of a jerk Disney was, or how stubborn, and how dare Sony steal him away. We're not talking about that. now we're talking about how happy we
Yeah,
are.
Spider-Man's
Right.
back. We love Spider-Man. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's happy now. Everybody
And-
gets what they want.
We wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's 2 out of 4 weeks that the internet has been talking about Spider-Man, where it wouldn't have been otherwise.
Yeah.
The other thing, timing-wise, this news came out right before Far From Home's coming out on being released.
Yep. On Blu-ray.
On Blu-ray.
Everything is planned.
So,
Does that come out tomorrow?
digital? Is it digitally tomorrow?
I think it's out digital already.
Okay, so then it's physical tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Look it up, Tyler. You got it.
Dude, I love this movie. It's one of my favorite MCU movies.
This is a good movie. This is a good movie. JT also in the chat says that, and this is why I didn't make a big deal about Spider-Man leaving the MCU.
That's fair.
You're right. Like,
No.
it's not.
Like I said, 99%. Thanks for being the 1%.
JT.
JT.
Yeah. Way to be.
Somebody has to be.
Way to be that 1%.
It ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna fall for it every time.
But yeah, no, I think all in all, we are excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Tomorrow.
great to. It's great that we're gonna get that closure. So, you guys are over there whispering. I know.
No, it does come out tomorrow.
Okay.
Whisper.
Other thoughts on Spider-Man?
Welcome back, Tommy Holland.
What villain do you want? Let's speculate. What villain do you want?
Wakandan Craven.
Ooh.
That was like the rumor before all the crap happened, was that they were going to do Craven. He was going to be for like an outcasted guy from Wakanda. But like that screams MCU. Like echoes off the
It's
wall.
their last chance to scream MCU. So
I know, with
They
Spider-Man.
probably will.
I don't know who the villain should be.
I want someone who's a little more personal, like has that personal connection to Peter Parker.
Aunt May should be the villain. I'm taking you down, Spider-Man. I'm taking you down, Spider-Man. That should be good. Pace Pot Pete? No.
It's
Mole Man.
one of the things we've talked about before is that, I think the Vulture, fantastic
Yeah.
villain for him. But with Far From Home and Mysterio, like that was not about Peter.
No,
Peter he was the hero because he happened to be there.
Yeah, neither of his villains in these two movies have been because of him. It's all been because of Tony.
Yeah.
Which I think is
Yeah.
dumb.
I don't know if this is dumb, so let me know. I think it'd be interesting if you had a return of the Vulture somehow, but then also maybe not necessarily as a villain, because I feel like at the end they kind of respected each other,
Yeah.
even though he was the bad guy. But then bring in Scorpion, who they teased at the end of
Homecoming.
Yeah.
And then, all this talk about Kraven, you could bring him in too.
They had the Shocker
2v2.
as well.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'd totally be down for a 2v2 thing.
Why
I
not?
think
It's different. Hasn't been done. And heck, you can have a Vulture betray him if you want to. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Betrayal.
2v2 until all of a sudden it's like
3v1.
3v1.
I just think
You use me.
if they want to go more of the personal route, I think Doc Ock is a good choice.
Yeah. I was thinking about saying that. I would be nervous since they used him in the Maguire series and then also in the recent video game. But that being said, I love Doc Ock.
Yeah.
I'd totally be down for more Doc Ock.
Who would
Yeah.
you want to play him?
I'm going to go with my original choice. This is a long time ago, Ian McShane. I said that a while back.
McShane is such a good actor. I don't know if he.
That'd be cool. I never thought about that. Other than, I don't know who I'd want to play him. I just wanted to ask you guys.
Got with that one in my back pocket, ready to go, just in case.
Yeah, I like that. I like that choice. Yeah, I don't know.
Emily Blunt.
They're gonna have to deal with obviously the end of Far From Home.
They used Doc Ock in Spider-Verse too. Different version, but still
That's
not
true.
close.
So yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. They have to deal with the fallout of Far From Home as well, though.
That's what I'm most excited about, I think.
Bad guys are going to be those
It's
schools.
just, yeah.
They're going to get him out of it, and then they're going to be like, actually, we're mad! What?
Actually, we are Ant-Man.
That getting him out of being Spider-Man is going to be the first 3 minutes of the movie, and it's going to be done. That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, introduce the Fantastic Four. That'd be cool.
Enough about Spider-Man.
Introduce the
Welcome
Baxter
back.
Building.
Yes.
Let's move on to
Internship.
our fan box.
At the Baxter
We've got a few questions.
Building. Ooh, we do? I love questions.
Well,
Questions and comments?
Stephanie asked, so is Spidey officially back?
Yes.
We've just answered
now.
it. For now.
For a movie and a quarter.
Until next week when they renegotiate and they're like, no, actually, this isn't going to work. And then Travis Knight is going to be like, I'm Spider-Man. Give me $10 million.
So
Jonah Hill's gonna be.
Oh, I would totally
Oh,
take a Jonah Hill
no.
Spider-Man. But it has to be Jonah Hill from Superbad Spider-Man. Oh my gosh. I would pay $10 million to see. No, I wouldn't. I don't have that money.
I would pay my Regal unlimited subscription.
Yes.
I paid you $20.
I'd pay $3 to see it in IMAX.
Okay. So over in the chat, Leroy Kelly asks us about Joker,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
which obviously will be kind of the main topic next week. But he's curious, are we looking forward to Joker? He's indecisive about it and hoping it's not just a high art drama. He wants some action. Do we think there's going to be action? How are we feeling about the film overall? You know, less than a week away now.
Yeah.
We're probably 4 days away from seeing it.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Like I kind of talked to Luke about this earlier tonight, so it's kind of funny that you ask. I think Joaquin Phoenix is a great choice to play the Joker. I don't think if there's something I dislike about this movie, I do not think it's going to be casting.
Yeah.
I just hope it's. I guess I don't necessarily need action.
Mm-hmm.
I just need a good story, and I need it to make sense that he's the Joker. It's kind of like Luke's been talking about for a while.
Yeah,
I'll let Luke say
my
it.
big reservation for this movie is why are we using the Joker? Is it because we have an incredible story, incredible origin story that would only work for the Joker? Or is it the Joker's name gets a lot of people in seats, he's the most recognizable villain in all of comics? This will get us money.
Mhm.
Or can it just be anybody?
Right.
That's really my biggest thing. That being said,
So does the story work without the Joker?
yeah, or is that just a cash grab?
Right.
That being said, I am looking forward to it. I don't think I'm going to dislike it, but I really have no expectations. Like, I'm going to go in, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to be like, all right, here we go. I'm going to put on my seatbelt because apparently it's a ride.
Yeah, I've heard it's insanely good, and I've heard it's crazy.
What about you?
I'm probably the most excited. I have not done much hype restraining. I think Todd Phillips is like really good at this kind of storytelling.
From the director who made Due Date.
Right.
Actually, I liked Due Date. I know most people didn't. But
No, it's a fine movie. But like, I don't think it's gonna have a lot of action. I think it's gonna have probably a couple scenes of action. But I don't think it's trying to be that traditional comic book movie. And
I
so
agree.
as someone who's more into those, I don't know, quote unquote high art films, like that's why it excites me, is because we're getting a look at a genre blending. It is that like, hey, here's a character who's like for so long just been the one side of a coin to another character, and we're gonna give him his own movie, and we're gonna really explore what makes this individual click. And whether or not that makes you comfortable or uncomfortable, like I have a feeling this movie is gonna make me very uncomfortable. But that's the
Sorry.
like if
It might be the
art,
point.
art can that's I think that is the point, right? Is that it's not just there to entertain. It can be. Don't get me wrong. Art can entertain, and that is a fine way to experience art. Art can also make you think. And I think that this is one of those pieces of art that
Mm-hmm.
is going to make you walk out of the theater and say, maybe I don't know how I feel about this, or maybe I'm really uncomfortable with that performance and how that all worked out. And that's what gets me really excited when I think about movies.
I think I remember saying this when Suicide Squad came out, because we were talking about the Joker, and I remember saying, if the Joker in a movie can't make me uncomfortable, it doesn't work for me. And so I think what you're saying is perfect. You know, if I'm comfortable, if I'm rooting for the Joker, there's a problem, right? I mean, I don't think this movie will make him out to be a good person, obviously, but I've seen like people ask, like, do they make him like an anti-hero? Is he going to be the guy you root for? And every single person responds, if you're rooting for the Joker by the end of this movie, you need to get help. And that excites me.
Yeah.
Because I think that the Joker is a character that is truly just evil. Like, there's nothing else to him. And if you can nail that story, that's awesome.
Like, why is he that way?
Right.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
that is interesting.
And until this movie, there really hasn't been an explanation that is solid or concrete.
And the really cool thing about the comic book movie genre is that depending on, you know, who you're talking to, you know, we all have our favorite storylines. You can have different origin stories. This does not have to be your Joker origin story, right? Let it exist for this movie. This is not the origin story for Heath Ledger. This is not the origin story for Jack Nicholson's Joker. This is I don't even know if a origin story is probably appropriate, because it's not getting a sequel.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
They've already
this
said no.
is
This is it.
this is a standalone. So, like, to call it an origin story even is, like, I feel like stretching that definition. Like, yeah, we're getting to see why he is the way he is, but, like, we're gonna see that full arc, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And plus, like, I don't know. I think about my big reservation for it, cash grab. What is a comic book movie but a cash grab?
Right.
What is a movie but a cash grab? Like, it's a weird...
Art and business, man.
It just kind of goes together. So, I mean, it's a weird thing to, like, have a reservation about. Like, because when I'm like, oh, they're making a Batman movie. I'm excited about the Batman part because I love Batman. Like,
Yeah.
It's a total cash grab. And, I mean, it's just inherent with the business.
Yeah.
And I just... Oh, shoot, what was my other thing I was going to say?
Sorry,
something else.
Luke, I
No, it's
interrupted
fine.
you.
I had it a long time ago.
Leroy brings go.
I remember. You were talking about how, like, the action will be. I think of Rambo. There's not a lot of action in the newest Rambo movie that come out, except at the end where everything kind of goes bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be kind of like that. It's going to be this real dive into what's wrong with this person, and he's going to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, I kind of hope I don't enjoy it. I don't.
Yeah,
Like, enjoy the movie. Just enjoy what he's doing. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's going to be a slow descent into madness.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard any spoilers, but I've heard the last 15 minutes are
Brutal.
like bonkers, like just
yeah,
ridiculously good.
Which was what Rambo was.
Mm-hmm.
The movie was complete trash, and the last 10, 15 minutes come up, and it's a totally different movie.
Yeah,
That
it's
being
awesome.
Said, Rambo and Joker are totally different. I don't want to compare them, but, like, how they're set up wise.
I really just hope this movie finds success theatrically, because I'd like to see the idea that has been pitched behind this, like the Black Label thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be cool to see this expanded on.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope it finds success. I really do.
Yeah.
I'll see it more than once.
Leroy was mentioning that the Joker to him is about chaos, and that's what he really wants to see, is that chaos. And I think
you'll get it.
you'll get it. I think it's going to be at the very end of the movie. I think there's going to be a slow burn up to it. This isn't going to start like The Dark Knight, where he's robbing a bank.
Love that scene.
That's a super great scene, and I actually really enjoy Heath Ledger and Nolan's take on what chaos means for that version of the Joker. This is definitely a more introspective look at what does what drives a person to that chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Which and he mentioned, we all have our different tastes, and you're right, and that's great. And I sure hope that this movie can meet those expectations for you on like what the Joker is. But I don't know if it will.
There's
But
so many versions of the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And
like,
just because this
you can't compare it to like lots of people are really hard set on the Killing Joke Joker's the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't prefer that Joker mainly because I don't like the Joker to have an origin. I just like him to be there.
Mm-hmm. It'll be really interesting to see how
Which is what it is in
react
The Dark
from this.
Knight.
Yeah.
He has 3 origins in that movie.
Yeah.
He's just lying the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I love that version of the Joker.
Yeah, I agree. I love it. I love it too. Now you can't make that I don't think you can
Yeah.
make that version of
As
the
a
Joker
movie?
work
As a standalone movie, yeah.
as the main character.
No,
you
would not
can't
work.
make him work because
Yeah.
as a main character you have to understand motivation and you have to understand drive.
That version only works
you
when
have to
you're
understand
in
that
a
emotion,
Batman
and
movie.
he is emotionless in that. He is just that chaos, which is so cool. And I'm just excited to see something a little different.
Plus, like even
what I'm
in
saying
that version of
today.
the Dark Knight, like there's lots of theories about where he came from, about how he's ex-military because he can do all this stuff and everything. But if you knew that, that version of the Joker would not be as good. Whereas I think this Joker movie is the opposite.
Yeah.
You need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Or else
If they just threw him in and he was just doing stuff, it
like,
wouldn't
oh,
work.
okay, violence, cool, like whatever.
Yeah, it would be violence for the sake of violence. It,
Yeah.
it would be a movie based on shock value, and I don't think that's what this is.
No.
I don't know. I'm excited for it. Like the more we've talked about it just now, like the more amped up I'm getting to see it Thursday. Like I've been excited since I saw the first trailer for it, but like the more we talk about it, I'm kind of getting shaky. I'm ready. I'm excited.
Remember
I'm gonna
when
go home
this movie
and
was first announced, and we're like, "That's so far away. Do you think this could even happen?"
It's kind of annoying how fast time goes sometimes.
I
But at
know.
the same time, I could use it go a little faster because I'm really excited for Matt Reeves' Batman and Suicide Squad. So.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, I think that pretty
That
much
does
wraps
it?
up our show.
Very nice.
Real quick, you can find our merch
Oh, I could use a new shirt.
online
Oh, that stuff looks good.
at teespring.com/stores/whatthefanboy.
New shirts.
Check out the link in the description below. Hopefully Luke will put it there.
It's always there. I
You
never
do a
delete
great
it.
job.
That way I don't forget.
Where can people follow us?
Twitter, What the Fanboy. Instagram, What the Fanboy. I need to reset that password with you so I can post stuff on it.
YouTube, What the Fanboy.
YouTube, What the Fanboy. SoundCloud, What the Fanboy. Google Play, What the Fanboy. Just search What
If
the
you
Fanboy
Google
somewhere.
What the Fanboy,
You'll find
We're
us.
there.
you'll find us.
Yep. Heck, you can go to whatthefanboy.com if you get really confused, and it'll take you to our YouTube.
It'll
page.
take it. Yeah.
But yeah, subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff
Review.
is a lot of fun.
Review
on
if you can.
iTunes.
Yeah. And we'll see you next week.
Next week with
Yeah,
a Joker
when we're
review.
talking
Should be
about
very
the
interesting.
Joker.
All right. We'll see you guys.
See you guys.